Hello guys, I am Justin Carmack and welcome back to Critter Hunter. Today I want to talk about Malaysia. So here are the top 5 scuba locations in the country. Let's go.
All my friends are heathens, take it slow.
Alright, so here are my top 5 favorite scuba diving destinations in Malaysia. I know there's more, but these are just 5 of the best ones. In no particular order, but let's get started. So number 5. Number 5, I'm going to go with the Tioman Islands. There's 2 main islands, Pulau Besar and Pulau Kecil. Kecil is the smaller of the 2 islands, known for its more budget-friendly accommodation, and therefore it's more popular with backpackers and budget divers and travelers. Besar caters to more luxury dive resorts and stuff like that. But no matter where you stay, you're going to have some amazing diving and awesome reef and stuff like that. I know a few months ago, a friend of mine was there and he saw a giant guitar shark, which is really amazing and rare to find. So number 4, I'm going to go with Tioman Island. Tioman Island, just like the Tioman Islands, is off the coast of Peninsula Malaysia. Of course, you have Peninsula Malaysia and Borneo Malaysia, and this one is closer to Tioman Islands on the peninsula. So Tioman Island is part of the Mersing National Park, and it's surrounded by awesome beaches as well as amazing reef and just a lot of great stuff. A ton of people go there, from backpackers to luxury divers, luxury resort people, and it's just a really great place for diving. There's plenty of instructors there as well, and it's probably the most popular place to get scuba certified or take any other PADI courses. So definitely put Tioman Island on your list. So number 3, I'm going to go with Mabul or Mabul Island. This one is a tiny island and it's pretty dang remote. It's in Borneo, Malaysia on the far east coast, and almost to the border of Indonesia, where Indonesia and Malaysia share Borneo. It's one of the most remote but amazing reef dives in the world, but it also has a ton of macro and rare critters as well. I stayed at a place called Sea Ventures, and it's this oil rig that they converted into a dive platform. So there's rooms and stuff, there's a dive center, a restaurant, everything. And then from there, it's right next to Mabul Island. And from there, they have boats. They can go to all the dive sites, including some more on this list, or any around Mabul. Or you can stay right on Mabul Island. You're going to have to fly to Kota Kinabalu in Borneo, and then another small flight, maybe half hour, 1 hour. And then your dive resort, there's 2 places you can fly to. Your dive resort will tell you where to go because different ones have different pickup locations, and they'll just pick you up there to get to the island. And number 2, obviously, I'm going to say Sipadan. So Sipadan, you can't really mention Mabul or Kapolai without mentioning Sipadan. Sipadan is one of the best national marine parks in the world, definitely in Malaysia. You're not going to be able to stay there. You're not going to be able to go there without permits. It's really restricted. But once you get there, it is insane reef. So you're going to have to stay at either Mabul or Kapolai Island or the Sea Ventures dive rig, which is next to Mabul. That's where I stayed. And well, from the Sea Ventures dive rig, we dove everywhere. So we dove at Mabul, we dove at Kapolai, and then we went to Sipadan. So Sipadan is well known to hardcore dive travelers, and it's probably the number 1 on their wish list, and for good reason. When I went there, I probably saw 15 reef sharks in one dive. I saw huge schools of jacks. I saw the biggest barracuda of my life. He was probably 8 foot long, and he's just sitting there staring up at the School of Jacks. I saw turtles. I mean, it is a really good example of a successful protected reef area. So if Sipadan is not on your list, you definitely need to check it out. And now for number 1, I know it's hard to beat Sipadan, but I'm going to go with Liang Liang. I wanted to go with something extremely remote, extremely, well, generally unknown to most scuba divers and travelers. There's really not much reason to go there unless you're a scuba diver, and half the year it's not even open. But Liang Liang is one of the best places to dive in the whole world. So Liang Liang is a island complex, and it's located about 300 kilometers north of Borneo. So you're gonna have to get to Kota Kinabalu or maybe Brunei, and then take a tiny plane to the island, and probably a float plane. There's probably some liveaboards and whatever that go as well, because it's really known shark location. This island is so remote that it's actually part of the Spratly Islands that is disputed between Philippines, China, and Malaysia. So you can just picture it right there in the middle of the ocean. And that's probably why it is so popular for sharks. There's only one dive resort there, so you're going to have to book ahead of time. But between March and August is when you can see hammerhead sharks. And if you've ever been to Cocos Island in Costa Rica or Galapagos Islands in Ecuador, you know what a hammerhead whirlpool is, where there's hundreds of hammerheads swimming in a circle, as well as some other sharks and mantas. But that's what you find at Liang Liang. It's just really famous for a hammerhead whirlpool. You could dive in and just film or look at hundreds of hammerheads and other stuff during the right season. So if you can get there, book ahead, find this place. This should definitely be on your bucket list for not just Malaysia, but for the whole world. So maybe you should combine it with Sipadan, Mabul, Kupalai, and then head to Liang Liang as well. So yeah. So what do you guys think about this list? I know there's more. There's more locations. You can go to Langkawi. You can go all over Borneo, some other remote islands, some Malaysian peninsula islands. There's a lot more, I know. But these are my top 5 picks for where to scuba dive in Malaysia. So let me know what you think. Have you been to any of these? What ones do you think I should have mentioned? And just let me know what you think. Thank you guys. Make sure you have subscribed. I got a lot more videos coming out every 2 days. And I'll see you on the next one.